That went well. Tex gets his mojo on, or dial in for moron.
Following our first lead and we get ourselves caught in a laser net. All in a day's work, right?
Smart Alex had a point, but I wasn't gonna let him have the satisfaction of knowing so. There was one good thing about spending hours stuck in a laser net. You got time to think. Who is this guy? Who killed him? And what kind of surveillance was he doing right across from my apartment? And what's in the metal canister? Have 7 years really passed without me remembering it? Is it related to my head injury or the injection mark on my arm?
Somebody's too happy to see us.
Is he dead?
Well, I think you missed a hell of a party.
Party?
Yeah, you're here in time for the laser show.
I wouldn't do that. I was here to meet Carlos Maldonado. Is that you? Or him?
Look, I just stumbled onto this little nightmare, and I need to find out who this guy was and what he was doing. I'm a PI, and I assume this guy is Maldonado. My name's Murphy. Who are you?
Mason said Maldonado was a PI. Were you working with Mason too?
I'll be honest. I don't know if I was working for Mason or not. Actually, I'm having severe memory problems here, so anything you can tell me about Maldonado or Mason or what's in the cryo chamber here would be greatly appreciated.
I think I set off an alarm when I came in here. I don't usually do this kind of thing. I was just trying to help Mason. He said, come in here, find the PI, get the cryo chamber, and keep it safe.
Hey, I found that first.
Slow learner. You have to find Mason. I think he's in big trouble with bad people. I don't know why. He's a neurologist, for God's sake. But you have to promise me that if I let you go, you won't come after me. You'll find Mason.
Oh, I promise. My fingers are so frozen I can't cross them.
If your memory problems are part of all this, Mason is the only one who can help you. So you need to find him and bring him back safe just as much as I do. I'll be in contact soon.
Oh, goody, the police are on their way. L.
Man, those cops are getting close, but I don't want to leave not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Yeah, tough break, hombre. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Well, that might come in handy.
Strictly speaking, I would never...
This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. As I try to make my great escape down the ladder, I find two officials waiting to greet me.
Yeah, and I hope I got everything.
Hello, boys.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy, what were you doing in there?
Well, it's a little hard to
Oh, you know the drill.
It's really trying to get my hands on that surveillance equipment. Maybe I could see exactly what happened to me. Now the only way I'll find it is if New San Francisco's finest decides to play ball with me. I don't know why they'd start now, but I'd better polish up on the old Murphy charm.
Whether you're a mutant or a norm, San Francisco is our home. Be a part of the solution to crime.
Oh my
See
god.
something suspicious, please report it to the SFPD immediately.
Make it quick, Murphy. I got about a million things to do. And wasting time on you ain't one of them.
Didn't take you long to get in trouble, did it? You here to turn yourself in?
Let's be courteous.
First of all, no. And second of all, Danwich, you know me. You didn't have to send your goons down to get me. If you wanted me to come down, just ask me.
I'm surprised you remember me.
Danwich? Are you kidding me? Rhymes with manwich? And manwiches are unbelievably delicious.
In case you didn't get the memo, I head up the department now. And things aren't as loosey-goosey as they were under Malden.
Oh, you're a ton of fun.
Well, I hope you're more helpful than he used to be. Look, I know this is gonna sound pretty crazy, but hear me out. This morning, I wake up with a massive head injury and an injection mark on my arm. No idea how I got either one of it. Then I talk to a few people, I find out I can't remember anything over the last 7 years.
You're right, it does sound crazy. But go on.
Thing of it is, my last memory is of me and my lady friend getting shot.
Your lady friend, that was, Chelsea Bando?
Yeah. How do you know that?
Well, I know your burned-out speeder was found a few weeks later with Miss Bando's DNA inside of it.
What? It is true. Chelsea's dead?
We closed the case. Though a few of us thought something didn't feel quite right about it.
What do you mean?
Well, the scene was too staged. But I'm not saying Chelsea isn't dead. The last time anyone saw her was with you at the Golden Pagoda.
What are you saying? I was a suspect?
You were, in fact. I'd have to look at the case. You were cleared at some point.
Can I look at the case files?
Now, you know you can't, so don't even ask. Look, Murphy, I feel for you. But it was a long time ago. Chelsea was pronounced legally dead, and there's no evidence to believe otherwise. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Did you ever catch the guy who shot us?
No arrest. Somebody high up on the chain locked that case down and threw away the key. Even if I wanted to see the file, I'd have to pull some strings.
What can you do to help me out here? I mean, until I see something or get some information, I'm just not going to be able to believe that Chelsea's gone.
I'm sorry, Murphy, I really am. If you can find me some new clues on the case, I'll do what I can to get it reopened. And that's the best I can do for you. Good luck.
Dang it.
No. I don't believe it. My gut tells me she's still alive. But I'll find out one way or the other. So why is it you think I came down here to turn myself in?
Well, we just found you at a crime scene with a dead body. That dead body happens to be Carlos Maldonado, a PI working the same neighborhood as you. Is that your way of intimidating the competition?
Seems a little extreme to me. Flyers and discount coupons have always worked much better for me.
I was just reviewing your file when you came in.
Is that a lot? Because it looks like a lot.
August 2047. Beak Nariz, NSFPD informant. Beaten and hospitalized after providing information about Tex Murphy. Nariz refuses to identify his assailant. No charges ever filed. November 2048. Surveillance video shows suspected extortionist Jen Lee leaving the Golden Pagoda with Tex Murphy, never to be seen again. The case remains unsolved. Shall I go on? In the past few years, you've gained quite a reputation for yourself. You've got New San Francisco's criminal underbelly running scared.
I can honestly say that I have absolutely no memory of any of these crimes. I mean, I'll take a polygraph test if you want.
We arrest criminals so they could be tried in a court of law. We don't just kill them, and I won't tolerate vigilantism. If you didn't kill Maldonado, what were you doing there?
I was awoken by gunshots. I was just trying to find out what was happening. I followed the trail and saw that Maldonado had surveillance equipment aimed at my office. I want to find out what he recorded.
Who cares what he recorded? If you're such an upstanding
I
citizen,
hate that
you've
line.
got nothing to hide, right?
I wanted to find out whether he caught me scrapbooking. If that gets out, I'm through in this town.
I don't even think you're joking about that. You're free to go, Murphy. For now. Any questions?
Boy, aren't you just a ton of fun.
I'm not sure what to think of you, Murphy. I have no evidence of an abduction. Just a dead body and only one person of interest. It might be in your best interest if you could find out what happened. That whole neighborhood seems to attract more than its fair share of trouble. As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead.
But all you found was DNA. You didn't find remains. Huh.
She's an investigative reporter at the Bay City Mirror. One of the less obnoxious ones. I'm not allowed to let you see it.
Dang it.
I know Maldonado was a dirtbag, but unless it's in self-defense, killing somebody, even a dirtbag, is a crime and will be prosecuted.
That encrypted memory stick probably has some useful information on it.
Oh, great advice. If you could help me break it, then I'd be impressed. Guess I'll have to see if anyone else on the street can break it for me.
So it's an encrypted stick. I haven't looked at anything yet.
Nice to meet you, Maldonado. I'll need to find a computer whiz to break the encryption on this memory stick.
Haven't come in through the front door of the rich yet.
Some pretty intense staring contests have been held right here. It's best not to sit on these couches, but if you do, you better be wearing a hazmat suit.
Man.
If a bell is on the front desk, I could ring it and talk to the clerk. Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't.
But people probably still do.
Heck, Malden. That buffoon always got credit for cases I solved. Some pretty intense staring contests have been held right here.
Hey, look, a throw pillow.
It's best not to sit on these couches, but if you do, you better be wearing a hazmat suit. The Presidio. I mean, the Palace of Fine Arts. No, wait, is it the Museum of Science? San Francisco just has too many landmarks. Time to get a new clock.
Well, one seems to be working just fine. Sapphire Domineering Escort. Have you been a bad boy?
Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a fun new neighbor.
Let's ring the bell. Let's talk to the clerk.
As I ring the bell, I expect Nilo, but another familiar face pops up from behind the counter. It's Clint. Looks like he's dabbled in some home plastic surgery to cover his empty eye socket. It's amazing what you can do with a tire patch, spray paint, and crazy glue.
Ah, Mr. Murphy, will you be needing some housekeeping done? I can't remember the last time we saw you.
Recovered chocoholic.
Yeah, me neither. Don't know if you heard, but I had a little blackout.
I used to get brownouts. Louie's chocolate pie damn near put me in a coma every time.
where is Nilo? You haven't had to resort to working with that scumbag, have you?
Nilo? Man, I haven't heard that name in years. Not since I bought this place from him. The city was gonna condemn it, but Nilo didn't feel like fixing it up, so he sold it real cheap.
Where did Nilo end up?
You mean Nellie? He got a sex change. Yeah, I don't know. He tried to pass himself off as his long-lost twin sister for a while, but that didn't fly.
Uh-huh.
Well, you've come a long way, Clint. From living in a dumpster to owning your own dump.
But on the bright side, we've exterminated most of the roaches and reinforced the foundation after the big quake last year. And finally got real fire extinguishers, so no more painted-on safety features. We're up to a 3-star cubic zirconia rating in the Mutant Leisure blog spot now.
Nifty.
So how did you afford all of this? I mean, didn't you normally eat up all your profits at the chocolate stand?
It's mostly thanks to you, my #1 tenant. You pay up front and I always throw in a little extra to make sure I keep an extra eye on your place.
So, you say I haven't stayed here in a while? I must have a place somewhere else.
You kind of dropped out of circulation back in '44. No one around here knows what happened to you. Now you don't either, I guess. You're paid through the end of the year, just like every year. You're hardly ever here these days, but hey, let me get my nose out of your business. That sounded disgusting. Let's change the subject. What can I do for you?
Fair enough.
You keep being my best tenant, and I'll be your biggest fan. Deal? The cops came by to ask me about that, but I wasn't here at the time. This may not be much, but it's mine. I love it. Nice guy, but he's got some screws loose. Dumbest name ever for a shop. Just get the holes patched before you move out, or I will keep your security deposit.
Fair enough.
Look, I know I used to joke with you about Chelsea being in love with me, but that was just my jealousy talking. That's Louie's niece, right? Tall, brunette. Oh.
Real helpful.
I've got to steer clear of his diner. Too many chocolate memories. Look, I've had my own problems, as you know. I was in a kind of a dark place 7 years ago. Dark, bitter, sometimes nuts, raisins. God help me, marshmallows. Nice girl for circuits and chips. We don't need to talk about that, do we? That was a real tragedy. Maldonado was spying on you? Are you sure it was you? I can't help you with that. I can barely work a toaster.
In this day and age, that might actually require skill.
Maldonado? Nothing but trouble. I steer clear of that, hombre. Me? I'm just living the dream. One chocolate-free day at a time.
What you want to bet we're going to have a chance to make him relapse? And that's actually going to affect us one way or the other.
Door.
Window.
Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a fun new neighbor. Well, this is a flashy new neighbor.
Apparently can't knock on the door, though.
Needs a key. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. Needs a key. Needs a key. Oh, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me.
They took it. So let's see if there's anything in here.
Closed. Yeah, this building's been a lemon for anyone who's tried to open a business here. Yeah, Louie once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. Yeah, Louie once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. Someone's been spying on the citizens of Chandler Avenue.
He's not gonna
That's a
need
damn
that
shame.
anymore.
This
Why
guy
can't
was
we
working
take it?
diligently to get a free sub at Inspector Burns' barbecue. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move.
Can't read that. Carlos, here are the instructions from Mason Bowers or Barnes. I can't quite. I can't quite read the last name there. I can guess.
This equipment is surveying several different locations, including my office. Someone knows what I've been up to. Not even one crate of mixers. This SOB's been living. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. Yeah, Louie once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore.
Yeah, sadly, not much to do with that. Well, Rook is open, but we need to investigate the electronic shop. There we go.
Rumor is Zach Williams, owner of the electronics shop, is tied to organized crime. We've had our problems in the past. For example, the last time I was here, he shot my credit card into a million
Yes, he did.
pieces. I'm hoping he's in a little better humor today and doesn't blow my brains out, or even worse.
Okay, I don't want any trouble.
Well, just so I'm clear, what kind of trouble are you not wanting?
Everyone knows what happens to people who get on your bad side. Only one reason you ever come in here, and it ain't to buy anything. You know all our stuff is junk.
I just want to know what's going on upstairs.
Look, the guys upstairs don't want any trouble either. They said you can have whatever you want at cost. You can even put it on credit. Then I'll just tear up the bill.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm not talking about your bosses. I'm talking about the guy upstairs, the, dead one.
Look, I know how much you hated Maldonado, and I probably shouldn't have let him use the second floor. But he was paying cash, and he kept a low profile. So I thought it was all good. I didn't know what he was doing up there, and I didn't want to know.
So how about you answer a few questions for me, and maybe things will end up a little better for you than they did for, say, Carlos?
You the man, okay? We good? Look, I told the cops I wasn't here, which is technically true. I just parked out back when I heard the gunshots. So I just started the engine right back up and got the hell out.
Smart man.
You live there, so I'm not gonna say a thing about it. That place opened up a couple of months ago. Doesn't look like my kind of joint. I do love Louie's cooking. Just don't ask what's in it and you'll be fine. All I know is you ain't the same guy that came slinking in here 7 years ago. Sorry to hear about that. Is that what turned you into Mr. Badass? I think he's the one who came by to check in on Maldonado.
Okay.
Must have been a client. Don't know
That's how
anything
you
else
spell
about
last
him.
name.
I saw him bring in some cameras, so he must have been recording the surveillance. But whatever he had got confiscated by the cops. I sell items to customers, not purchase them.
And you have something that'll break the encryption?
Sure, Maldonado was a creep, but his money spent just the same. He said he needed to do a stakeout of the Ritz. Didn't mention any specific names. Didn't sound like a big deal, and he was offering a good chunk of change. That guy's a go-getter. Why don't you get him to answer these questions? Let's just leave me out of this, okay? Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse.
Yeah. So that doesn't help. Oh yeah, Rook. Something tells me. Unless there's something I have in my office.
Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting.
Huh.
This message is for Mr. Tex Murphy. Storm clouds are brewing. Are you with the White Russians or against us? A White Guard member is close. Prove your loyalty and we will reveal the truth.
What the heck was that? There must be another Tex Murphy in the phone book. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean. Well, that was stupid.
No, huh? Fair enough. Well, guess I should go pay Rook a visit. Is that the only other place that's open right now?
Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold. But if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Fair.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louie told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
What?
Well, I appreciate the concern, but other than a weird case of amnesia, I'm fine.
But Louie says you're behaving like a totally different person.
Since when do you care about what happens to me? Don't tell me your little Grinch heart has grown 3 sizes in the last 7 years.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
Now that's the Rook I know. For a minute, I thought you'd started carrying a song in your heart.
It's temporary, though, right? A side effect? Please tell me you'll be changing back.
If he likes us, we gotta be terrible. Ugh.
Well, one of these nights, you're going to get visited by 3 ghosts, and it's going to be very scary for you, but then we're going to have turkey and everything's going to be great.
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Yeah.
Hey, sound like my ex-wife. How'd I end up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? If I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
Well, I'd be more than happy to do it now, if it'd help.
Oh, very funny. I'll admit, Murphy, you do have a certain charm. It makes my skin crawl.
Well, if your skin crawls anymore, you're not going to have a face. So why don't you tell me what me and my charm have been buying around here, and then I'll get out of here.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
I'm having a few rough days here, Rook, and all I'm trying to do is get my memory back. I could use a little help.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions. But this is not for old time's sake. You became a sullen, short-tempered bully. And I miss that desperately.
Yeah, we need you, not turn back into that Tex Murphy.
I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit. I was hoping they would tear that flophouse down, and they would have too if it weren't for that meddling Clint.
You meddling kids.
Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you. Louie's niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery.
I like Rook.
A prince among men. Makes me wish I could still eat solid food. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person. Darker, more dangerous.
I hope they do that story.
I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type.
Not sure if that's a dig or not.
I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened.
Yeah. How about we punch you just for good measure?
That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. What is that?
Dang it.
Maldonado? He puts the PI in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on.
I guess.
Like I always say, you can take a bum out of a dumpster, but you'll never get a dumpster out of a bum.
How do you say that? How is that a saying?
At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut. Next question.
Now that Rook's is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too.
Yeah, might as well check that out, huh? Maybe there'll be something there. And we open the gate right through us.
Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out.
Plaster himself against the wall here.
Left, down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360.
Yep, there we go.
Or was it my front?
It was your everything, I think.
Yeah, the city of Old San Francisco picks up the trash once a year. I think we're getting close to our date. Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful.
Maybe.
Yeah, the city of Old San Francisco picks up the trash once a year. I think we're getting close to our date.
Everything's a mystery.
It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
I've got anti-hydrogen pods on board, and I've got to get us as far away from Earth as possible.
Pods?
pods. Anti-hydrogen pods.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system.
Boy, that did not match up with the text at all. The subtitles didn't match at all with
That's Rook's pawn shop.
with the what was being said there. We can't go in that door, huh? Oh, we got an anvil.
Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful.
Maybe we could hit ourselves in the head with it and get our memory back. Probably wishful thinking.
What's this?
Okay, so I found that.
It's a small wheel.
I'm experiencing a sensation altogether new to me, and frankly, I love it.
Zipline trolley's repaired. Now we need to find the perfect place to zipline.
Okay. That was lucky. Let's just paint it on the door up there.
I didn't know there was that much polyester left in the world.
See if Louie has anything new to talk about.
Hey, what can I do for you, Murph? That Holly is a real spitfire. I don't know how I feel about the whole holograms of people too thing, but yeah, why not?
Good attitude.
I can't really talk about that. If she died the way the cops said she did, burned inside your speeder, it's just too much to think about. I keep a little hope that maybe she ain't dead at all. Or at least that maybe she died in a more peaceful way. So that so-and-so was spying on you. You and I wasn't real close, so I couldn't say why he'd been doing that. I'm no good with that computer stuff, but that little fella at the barbecue joint is a whiz. I'll bet he could get you taken care of.
Okay.
You wouldn't remember him. He moved into the neighborhood a few years back. Not a pleasant man. I'll leave it at that.
That could not have been a very comfortable prosthetic to wear.
That Clint's really come up in the wild. Though I still hide the chocolate cake when he drops by. I don't want him falling back into his, old ways.
Fair enough.
Zach don't come in here a whole lot. I guess he don't like my food much.
Well, he said it was good.
Yeah. Same old ornery cuss he ever was. Don't bother me none. I guess I'm just used to it.
Probably shouldn't be, but okay.
Haven't had another food joint on the street since Francesca ran the Slice of Heaven. I thought it might cut into my business some, but not so far. Maybe we just don't have a lot of barbecue eaters around here.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? What you got to say about barbecue?
Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth.
Maybe.
As I step into Inspector Burns' barbecue, I think I'm having a stroke. But no, burning toast is their special today. Behind the counter is the kid who Louie referred me to as the computer whiz.
Now, working in a place like this, is that makeup? Or is she actually burned?
Welcome to Inspector Burns' barbecue. My name is Mojo. Special of the day is chili con carnage. It'll destroy your hunger as well as your taste buds. Order when you're ready.
I'm not gonna say anything here.
My hammy vice. A ham, cheese, and habanero corn dog, deep fried and wrapped in bacon. Does that come with a free colonoscopy?
Hey, you're Tex Murphy.
And you're Mojo. What a shagadelic name, baby, yeah!
My real name is Mordecai Josephus.
Are you serious? Well, that's my real name, too.
No way!
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. It's actually Tiberius, James Tiberius. And my mom, she starts calling me Tibby. And, well, I had to come up with something that I could live with.
The ultimate Tex Murphy trivia. You just made my day. Look, I don't mean to geek out on you here, but you're Tex Murphy. Badass private eye. Man out of time. Always quick with a joke or his fist. What are you doing in a dump like this?
Oh God, he's a fanboy.
I'm guessing you haven't won any Employee of the Month awards, have you?
Nice. Classic Tex Murphy.
Well, I appreciate you feeding my ego. Now, how about my belly?
Oh, you don't want to eat here. The food really will burn your face off. Inspector Burns is a bitter man. So, what are you working on? Wait, let me guess. Some kind of case just dropped in your lap. Seems like a small-time job, but there are tons of loose ends leading in all kinds of directions, and you are blindly getting nowhere.
Uh-huh. Tagline.
Nice try. But this time, it isn't a case. It's personal.
Oh, I could help you.
Well, I could use a good caterer.
You are killing me. Look, Mr. Murphy, you fancy yourself a sort of a timeless classic, a PI archetype for the ages. You know your way around the crime scene, but it's no secret that you're not so good at high-tech gadgets. That's where I come in.
Fair enough.
Fine. I have a fax machine, for God's sake, and I barely know how to use that.
Whatever I can do, just let me know.
At least he's willing to help.
I just can't believe I got a chance to meet my idol.
Tex Murphy's your idol? You have issues.
Me and Archie are buds. So glad Archie opened up his shop here. He's like a god at all this conspiracy stuff.
3 Cards to Midnight is Archie's shop? Oi.
Chelsea Bando. The Nora to your Nick. I wish I could have met her. Inspector Burns has tried to torch the Bruin stew at least twice.
Wow.
Sometimes I spend hours just thinking about what kind of baby she and I would have together.
The hologram. You're thinking about having babies with a hologram. There are logistics issues. I mean, we saw what happened to Tex's hand when he tried to touch the hologram. I don't think it would work any better for the proper equipment.
Sorry you lost her, but man, did you ever get an attitude? You think Maldonado was spying on you? Not surprising. He's the guy you hired to take
I'm
photos
saving
of
the
your
stick
cheating
for
wife.
last.
You're the guy they hired to beat the crap out of the guy you catch with your wife.
Fair enough.
He says he likes barbecue, so I'm not sure why he eats here. Comes in here all the time to eat, just so he can complain.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like Inspector Burns says, it all tastes the same when your tongue's charred.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure, I can decrypt a memory stick, no problem. It may take a while, at least a day.
Another item on my to-do list today is checking out Maldonado's regular office that's on the street.
So where was his office? I don't think it was a llama club. I don't think it's back there. Which one was his office? Yeah, so many wrong things going on here. You go in there. I mean, that makes sense, but... maybe he's up at Quate. I haven't gone up to Quate Tower yet.
This leads to Coit Tower.
Boy, they have a mountain of what looks like either rubble or just trash alongside this tower.
My nose has started sagging lately. Makes it hard to breathe. Now, what kind of info you looking for, huh?
Unsurprisingly, that dude's name was Beak Nariz. Because I know we've mentioned his name a few times so far, but we hadn't gotten a look at him in this game. What are these? Huh, looks like something I can't examine. Not a whole lot up here.
Whoa. I wasn't always nervous about heights until my Under a Killing Moon case. I was trying to break into a luxury high-rise and slipped from the 32nd floor.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like no one's home. This is gonna be easier than falling off a horse. This window doesn't want to open up. Maybe if I... Whoa!
Fortunately, I hit an awning before I hit the ground, but I didn't stop bouncing for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was a moment. It doesn't look like there's anything else up here. Weird. Seems like they'd have put something up here. But I guess not. So nothing actually up here to check out. Fair enough. Cat's gonna cat. I think his office is that one little door. It's down the alleyway or something. I can't recall what that actually used to be. What they had that serve as in other games. Oh, good, it's a crime scene
What
now.
the hell is that?
That's a SPO pad, protecting the universe from imperfect life forms since 1967. It's like a mall cop with a 5,000 meter volt taser without a moral code. Be careful, Tex. I could get hurt.
The police have been here and set up a SPO-pad security system. Now that's a handsome devil. Wait a minute. A rival PI? Oh man, how did this happen?
I can't look at that? Well, I know what this calls for.
Oh, it's a security drone. If I enter its line of sight, I'm toast. Oh, it's a security drone. If I enter its line of sight, I'm toast.
Okay, so... Ah, there we go.
That accomplished nothing.
Found a use for the anvil.
Wow, nothing is so simple or wonderfully effective as blunt force trauma.
It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification. It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification.
Well, now will let me pick something up from the, from that office. So I was here earlier and it wouldn't let me pick up the card that I saw there. Not that.
That's a damn shame. This guy was working diligently to get a free sub at Inspector Burns' barbecue. A business card from a rival detective? What the hell? Yeah, Louie once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. Someone's been spying on the citizens of Chandler Avenue.
Where am I going to get the card from? So I'm not seeing it here. Unless I'm just missing a pixel hunt somewhere. Which wouldn't surprise me in the least. What time is it? About 10:30. Okay. On that note, I'm going to take a quick break because I need to use the restroom. When we come back, we will continue the search for the key card that lets us get in that place. Because that seems like something we need to do. Anyway, more music. And I am back. Okay. Oh. It has
Nice to meet you, Maldonado.
I had the card with me the whole time. Fair enough. Fair enough. Just, Huh. Other side of the street, wasn't it? And because I leave the room for 5 minutes, I get an infestation of cat.
Wow, nothing is so simple or wonderfully effective as blunt force trauma.
That worked. Okay. There.
Wow, a place even sleazier than yours. And you have an animal print bedspread.
That is a fair point.
Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive.
I somehow doubt that.
What's this? It's the depressed man's kitchen.
Or someone that's setting up an office. Not much else there. A picture.
Hello?
Could I speak to Carlos? Tex?
Sorry, have we met?
That's not good.
That woman knew me, but hung up quickly when she realized I didn't know her.
If we can find her, maybe we could get some answers.
She must have visited Chandler while she was doing business with Maldonado. Maybe someone around here will recognize the photo.
Maybe.
Larry Hammond wasn't really a mutant.
I wanted to make sure you came here alone.
Yeah, him.
Well,
I hope you were more careful about being followed than I was.
Now, I have a very strong sense of self-preservation. I even brush my teeth carefully.
Yeah, it shows. But man, he sure looked like one. I prefer Weenie World's tater tots. Amateur.
It's a lot of cigarettes.
Well, even I wouldn't stoop so low as to reading someone's diary.
Yes, you would.
I prefer Weenie World's tater tots. It's the only roach hotel where you have a better chance of survival inside than outside.
Hey, the roaches don't look too healthy around it.
Motel postcards. Maldonado must make his living spying on cheating spouses. Yuck. There's gum in this shoe.
In the shoe, you say?
Motel postcards. Maldonado must make his living spying on cheating spouses. Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't. Emily? Oh man. I hope she's doing this to get through school.
Yeah.
Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. I prefer Weenie World's tater tots.
And plenty of takeout canisters here. Nothing in the trash.
His filing techniques are crude at best.
But they are techniques.
Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been... His filing techniques are crude at best.
Apparently nothing in there.
Well, even I wouldn't stoop so low as to reading someone's diary.
At worst, that's the, that's the diary of a dead man. Or maybe at best.
Hair cream. Glad I don't need this. Larry Hammond wasn't really a mutant.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure you came here alone.
But man, he sure looked like one.
Well, I guess it is time to ask around and see if anyone recognizes... See if anyone recognizes the photo. And speaking of photos...
If this woman has been doing business with Maldonado, maybe someone else on Chandler Avenue will recognize her. It's a key to the exclusive llama club.
I can get in there if I need to. Okay. Well, we have like 3 people we can actually talk to about that might know anyone.
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you? I might have seen this lady in here not long ago. Didn't catch your name.
Hey, Mr. Murphy. Still running the decryption program. You can hang with me till it's done. Shouldn't be more than 4 or 5 hours.
Sadly, I'm busy.
Who's that?
That didn't help, okay. I have a very sneaking suspicion I know who's going to know anything about this.
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions? I don't know what it is they're serving in there, but it sure as hell ain't barbecue. That's a fine piece of humanity there. She stopped by the other day and checked out our selection. Took her about 2 seconds to realize it was all crap, so she seemed to know her stuff.
So she knows technology, huh?
As I made it perfectly clear, your status as a paying customer earns you a modicum of goodwill. I suggest you use it judiciously.
Sorry, you lost me at modicum. Look, answer a few questions for me and I won't kick your butt when I get my memory back.
Just smelling the fumes coming off that establishment irritates my bowels. Lovely. Oh, she may have come by here. I can't be sure.
I guess we looked out there, and then at those 2.
Archie helped me out on my Pandora directive case where we met a charming... Man, I thought this would have ended up in the Andes Mountains. 3 Cards at Midnight isn't open right now. I'll have to try back later.
2 left.
Always happy to help out my best tenant. That guy's all mobbed up, so I keep my distance.
What the hell's going on with Zach?
That little gremlin's never forgiven me for stealing his newspapers and using them for blankets.
Yeah, well.
I haven't tried it. They say that the sauce will melt your eyeballs, and that's a risk I'm just not willing to take. I know for a fact I've never seen this fox before, because if I had, she'd be my lady love.
You?
Well, this is a flashy new neighbor.
No. Okay. Well, that is just about everybody on the street. Hopefully, Holly still thinks well of us.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Let me check. I can confirm that Mason Bowers has been a registered guest here. Sorry, Tex. I'm not allowed to give out any more information than that.
Darn.
If I could smell, I'm pretty sure he would stink. Always looks like he's up to something unsavory. The Ritz landlord? Seems like he may have a couple of screws loose, but nice enough. That crusty old perv is always coming in here trying to get a peek at my underpixels.
Sounds about right.
I think the kid who works here has a crush on me. Maybe one of these days I'll rock his little world.
How? How do the logistics of that work?
Yeah, I've seen this woman in here. In fact, she picked up a piece of mail that's been delivered here. I might be able to get a name or address for you. Let me see if I have an image of the envelope. Yep, got it. I'll print it out for you.
Thank you.
Holly sends the information about the mystery woman to my smart Alex, and I get a new location on the map. It's on the coast near Monterey. Whoever owns this place has mucho dinero.
Something tells me I should go peek in at the llama. Since we've got a security card for it now.
Cigarettes. Yummy.
The air outside feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
The Clean Air Act was abolished after it was ruled irrelevant due to post-World War III fallout.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I bet some intense smoking competitions take place here. Only the most prestigious people are invited to this club.
That is definitely a lot of ashtrays. Can't take anything that's on the table. Simulator under repair. Please do not play. This is gonna end well. Right on another wound. That had to hurt extra. But yeah, not much else up here. Just cigarettes and golf simulator. So yeah, there's not a whole lot going on here. So you know, I think we have dallied long enough. I think we should probably just maybe head to the hospital and get our head looked at. Except we can't. We can go to various places, or we can go to the beach house. That's pretty much what we, it's pretty much the limit of what we can do.
Whoa. I get in my speeder and realize I'm very wobbly and my vision's pretty fuzzy.
Oh, good.
I realize it's finally time to get this head wound checked out and some professional input on what's happened to me. Now's as good a time as any. I call a cab, and I'm on my way to the North Hill Clinic.
Good. Tex is sensible about this, at least.
Where are you headed?
North Hill Clinic.
Well, I better step on it. You look like you're in pretty bad shape. Your eyes are really bloodshot.
Thanks.
Yeah, you should see it from this side.
Live around here?
Yeah, I do. Live at the Ritz.
I've heard there's a lot of Morlocks in that area.
Morlocks?
That's what they call them. Some new, crazy type of mutant.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard rumors that they're attacking people.
On Chandler Avenue?
Just rumors. But you never know. Things could get worse, sir. Sorry.
That is a flashback.
Just wanted to let you know I was packing heat up here. Didn't mean to freak you out.
That's fine. It's just the last time I got a ride from someone, they shot me, so I'm a little jumpy. It's a nice gun, by the way. I used to have one just like it.
I've had this for a long time. Some idiot threw it out his window.
The head wound is painful for sure. Maybe this Dr. Donahue can help me sort things out.
Now we know what happened to his gun. That is a hell of a chair to put in an office like this. To put it in a clinic. Bravo, Tex. Bravo.
Taylor warned me you might be a problem patient.
Yeah.
You know, you really shouldn't keep these things on the floor. Germs?
Bravo.
I'm just gonna assume you've got some head trauma. Let's see what's going on.
Weird question for you. Is there any way to tell whether I'm dreaming or not?
Do you want to know if you're dreaming right now?
Hi, Lady Mage.
Yep, you're awake.
That's one way to
So
check.
Tell me what happened.
I woke up a few hours ago with this goose egg on my head and an injection mark on my arm. I've got no idea how I got them. As a matter of fact, I have no idea about anything over the past 7 years.
It took a pretty good shot to the head. Enough to knock you out. Maybe cause some short-term memory loss, but For 7 years. Let's see that mark on your arm. I think we'll need to draw some blood. Everything on your form accurate?
Everything except my name, address, and billing information.
Well, I'm guessing your bloodstream's full of cholesterol and toxins, but I'm sure we'll find something else there, too. Have you ever had an implant?
Look, I just want my figure to be in proportion.
Well, that injection mark concerns me, but I don't want to speculate. I would really like to keep you overnight for observation. You mind waiting around until we figure this out?
Sure, if we can get it done in 5 minutes. While we're waiting, though, could I ask you a few questions?
Oi, she does not have many conversation topics.
Let's just keep this professional, shall we? I don't think you could do much better. And yes, I mean that the way it sounded.
Damn.
I believe he runs a diner over on Telegraph Hill. I've dealt with many cases of amnesia, but nothing exactly like this.
After leaving North Hill, I get a cab ride back to my office. After a while, I'm feeling a little better, so I hop in my speeder and head out to the address of the mystery woman, who I hope can give me info on Mason Bowers.
Nice, this is more like it. Fun fact, this is a former vacation home for 3 James Bond villains. Goldfinger!
God damn it, stop. Yes, I believe that is Mike Nelson.
This house belongs in a tax bracket that I'm most unfamiliar with.
Okay, nothing hidden back on the landing pad. Just let myself in.
This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer.
Let's see. Lucky guess.
Well, one man's trash is a PI's clue. Hello. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer.
I guess I can't turn it back. Okay.
That's interesting.
Baseball cards.
Yeah, it's not my style. Nothing adds personality to a room like throw pillows. Hey, smoke no more cigarettes. I hear they have a smoking deterrent system built right into the cigarette.
Hey, buddy! You know 1,000 people stop smoking every day by dying, you moron! Kissing you would be like licking an ashtray. Get it, dumbass? Hey, did you know that you and I are similar? We both are certified butthead. No, don't kill me. Have mercy.
Well, the system's about as effective as other systems I've tried. But I'll keep these in case I have a smoking emergency.
Fair enough. We're just ganking the guy's stuff. Okay.
Barrels make any interior space look more rugged.
Not sure.
Yeah, it's not my style.
Not sure who lives here.
Barrels make any interior space look more rugged. Yeah, it's not my style. There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway.
Shiny tray.
Baseball card? Used to collect these as a kid. Now I collect past due notices. Let's see here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 chairs.
There's 2 more back there. And 2 more there. No comment.
There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway. Seems sturdy. Who sells seashells by the seashore? Yeah, just some books.
Just some books.
Yeah, just some books. Hey, bada bada bada.
Somebody is definitely a baseball aficionado.
The soothing, sultry siren song of Red Cat. Yeah, just some books. Staring at this picture is more exciting than watching a game of baseball.
Harsh.
Must be a Barry Bonds baseball. It's got an asterisk on it.
Harsh.
Reminds me of the time I tried to cook meatloaf.
Fair.
A collector's edition of Matt Cubase Tyler baseball card. I wouldn't dare thieve that. Well, that might come in handy. Who sells seashells by the seashore? Yeah, just some books.
So, what are the question marks for there, by the way?
Nothing I can use. Now that was a terrible year for wine. Now that was a terrible year for wine. Now that was a terrible year for wine. Yeah, just some books. Well, there's Waldo. Say hello to my little friends. Isn't that DeForest Bunny from Night of the Lepus?
God.
This bunny makes me laugh. He's hilarious.
Fortunately, I can't get a good close-up view of the bunnies. What did you walk into? You walked into Tesla Effect. That is what you have walked into.
Nice.
Where you're apparently collecting baseball cards.
Pillaging must be one of their hobbies. Pillaging must be one of their hobbies. Some crates should never be opened.
Like the one at the foot of your bed.
Light bulbs. I can't think of a greater genius than Edison. Really, I can't.
Yeah. Considering the game's name and all. Oh, talking cigarette. Well, it was a stop smoking system. I imagine having the cigarette talk would do that.
Now that's my kind of book.
Neurosurgery for dumbasses.
It's like a villain from a terrible B movie. Mollusks beware.
Let's see if this were an older Tex Murphy game. I would have a feeling that we would be timed looking around here, but I've seen nothing to indicate that time is a issue. Unlike a clock that has a keypad on it, which we have no clue there. Yep, same exact actor.
If the owner's ventriloquist dummies in here, I'm going to be very upset.
Same actors for all recurring roles so far, really. Yeah, okay.
Ooh. Some Ike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Sleep with a Swedish Fish. Put this in my comic book rack collection in my office.
Haven't seen many of those in a while.
Just looking at these makes me tired. I don't know if I get the open concept between these 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, well, you know.
Oh man, I hate retro things. Oh, perfect for watching someone while they sleep.
Or reading to someone at the bedside.
Impressive, if you're into that sort of thing.
What did you meet in terms of plot? Okay, well, there was an abduction of some type. Tex woke up the next day after after suffering a pretty severe blow to the head, and after talking to many, many individuals, he learned that he doesn't remember the last 7 years of his life. And at some point during those 7 years, Chelsea disappeared. He turned into a badass detective who solved more things with his fists than his wits. And let's see. There was another PI spying on him. He went up to investigate, got trapped by a laser curtain. Another dude came in and took a cryo canister out of the room while he was standing there. The police nabbed him, took him in for a few questions. And hunting down the leads from discovering the PI that was spying on us led us to this little house where there is a woman. Well, we basically hunted down a woman. Did Tex have that many wits? A few. Not many, but a few. Nothing there.
If the owner's ventriloquist dummies in here, I'm gonna be very upset. Yeah, just some books. Well, no big bad wolf will be getting in here.
Yeah, being hit in the head is kind of normal for him.
Well, I see they like to keep things hot in the bedroom. Well, no big bad wolf will be getting in here.
Plus, there have been a bunch of clips from old games.
Yeah, just some books.
That just kind of get scattered in as we click on certain things.
An old Zoom portable music device. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my mom got me one of these while all the other kids were getting iPads and iPods. I remember just how I felt that day.
A Zoom.
Wonder what happened to it. Oh yeah. Now I remember.
Did you have to break it? There might have been something important on there. Jeez, Tex, that was kind of petty.
Perfect place to keep a midnight snack.
You can't open it, though. Can't open that either.
If the owner's ventriloquist dummies in here, I'm gonna be very upset. It's just a plant. Impressive, if you're into that sort of thing. Just looking at these makes me tired.
I still don't have that, even though it clearly looks like that's going to open up a door, like right here. I can clearly see the outline of the door. Oh yeah, this is definitely Chris Jones. It is still Chris Jones doing all the voice work and appearances.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, if you know what I mean.
And sometimes it is. Ah, we get a storage place for baseball cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 9. Haven't found 9 yet.
There's a past due notice here.
You're late, you bum.
Note to self, check and make sure I made my scooter payment.
Excuse me, folks. And that would be an effective past due notice. One that punches you.
Oh, I don't think a lot of studying went on in here with that flat screen TV on the wall.
You never know.
Sulfuric acid. You better be careful with this. Oh, sure, that seems impressive. But I bet you it wasn't nearly as difficult as obtaining my PI license from an entire summer of night school. Wrong form of its. Come on, people. No, that's not important.
How do you know? How was that not highlightable?
Yeah, that's about the only sailboat I could afford. Yeah, just some books. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. I think that's upside down.
I don't know. That looks like sea down here and sky up there to me. Even more baseball memorabilia. Ooh, watermelon. And lobster. And sushi. Yes. Nope. Okay. Butter in the freezer? That is some solidly frozen ice cream. And nothing else in here? I didn't see anything, no? Fair enough.
This copy's been out here for days.
So apparently Mason has not been home for a few days.
Never, ever stick your hand in a toaster.
That's sound advice.
Yep, that's a sink.
Astute observation there.
Cookies? Nope, just flour. Tasty. Salty.
Expected, okay.
Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible.
I'm guessing he did, yeah.
You can really judge a person by the kind of groceries they buy.
I'm guessing he learned everything the hard
Most
way.
of the stuff's expired.
Someone
You can really judge a person by the kind of groceries they buy. Most of the stuff's expired. Fine feast for mice. I've always learned the hard way that the stove gets hot.
He learned that the hard way. I'm guessing he learned the toaster the hard way too.
It's no good to me without alcohol. There must be something I can eat around here.
Why are you looking for a snack?
That's a terrible place for a petri dish.
Yeah, why was there a petri dish in here? Of all things.
Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible. I really should look into getting a kitchen for my apartment. There must be something I can eat around here. You can really judge a person by the kind of groceries they buy. Well, that might come in handy.
Sardines.
Well, judging by all this fiber, the owner has digestive issues.
I don't know if I'd call sardines fiber.
King Twinkie is the only royalty I recognize. Really? They found someone to eat this crap? remembrance of a much simpler time. My landlord always reminds me that indoor plumbing is a privilege, not a right. Boy, I try not to look directly into a mirror because it's kind of bad for my self-esteem.
And game programming.
My landlord always reminds me that... Boy, I try not to look directly into a mirror because it's kind of bad for my self-esteem. Keep out of reach of children. Oh, banana flavor.
Gee, I wonder why.
Oh, I always put out fresh towels for my guests. I mean, if I had any. Lord knows I could use a plunger at my place.
Not used to seeing a big round knob on the end of a plunger. Ooh, comic.
Another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Gumdrops and lollipops. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Well, one man's trash is a PI's clue.
Toilet paper almost looks like it has something written on it.
Yeah, rub-a-dub-dub.
It's a nice looking tub, but man, that thing looks kind of small. I guess it's deep, though.
Tsunami! 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 Tsunami!
Looks like you should be able to move that.
Seems Mason was treating someone with serious facial deterioration.
The cryogenic sleep state that has caused so much physical and mental damage to the Morlocks is beginning to affect me. The fresh disease seems to be speeding up, causing serious deterioration on the right side of my face. I hope you'll have a solution soon. T.
Hello. The 8 lost rules of etiquette. Rule number 1. A friendly greeting could open doors for you.
So we have a number code, a kind greeting such as hello 43556.
Classic. These baseball cards are great collectibles. Sulfuric acid can be very useful in cleaning chemistry equipment.
Not really.
This petri dish is encrusted with all sorts of gunk. I'll need to clean it off to see what's underneath here.
I'll need somewhere safe to do that, too.
Surely, after all we've been through, you would not turn against me and turn to her. Looks like someone with the initial T was doubting Mason's allegiance. Tsunami!
Come back and mess with that later.
Yeah, I believe that's a towel. Let's see, that says oh, bath.
Been a while since you've had one, Tex. Well, now that we've got that pretty much... There we go.